All right, let's talk about one of the hardest steps in healing, but also the most transformational. I have seen it so many times through my own healings that I have done for myself, but also in healings where I've guided other people. I've seen that when we all reach the point of forgiveness, that's when things really transform. But like I said, forgiving someone for causing you so much pain and so much heartache and making you believe you're this small little tiny creature on this earth is one of the hardest things you could ever do. And I feel like sometimes in the spiritual community, people like they don't promote healing, like they don't promote forgiveness as healing as much. They're more like, hey, if people hurt you, especially your family, like block them, remove them, don't ever talk to them again, like you're done. And I'm not saying that that's wrong necessarily, and I'm also like a big promoter of like, you need your space, girl, go get your space. That's okay. If you need time away to heal, that's okay. Give yourself that, especially if you feel like people are not respecting your boundaries, are not listening to you, aren't like trying to understand you and where you're coming from. If they just keep attacking you and making you the problem, then yeah, of course, like create your space. I will say though, like the end goal for anything in your life, anything that anyone has ever done for you, should always be forgiveness. Forgiveness will set you free. Forgiveness will bring you peace in your heart. And I do want to make it clear, forgiveness does not mean you continue to let people mistreat you. Forgiveness doesn't mean they necessarily even have to have access to you. Forgiveness doesn't mean they even have to be in your life. Absolutely not. I do feel like forgiveness is almost like finding peace in what happened, or some level of acceptance. And I don't mean acceptance in like I'm just going to keep allowing this to happen. It's more just like admitting like, damn, that sucked that happened, but it happened. And understanding like, what can I learn from this terrible situation? Not like, why did I go through this? I would say more like, what can I learn from this? What did this thing that happened to me like really teach me? And what did I learn through all this pain? I do feel like that's a very powerful way of looking at this. Not when you're going through it though, okay? I will always say your feelings need to be felt. Your feelings need to be heard. Your feelings need to be accepted. They do. That's number one. You will not be able to see clearly. You will not be able to see the message. You will not be able to gain the knowledge or the wisdom if you're still in pain. So first step, I would be like, just feel your pain. Just feel it. Own it. Say, I am resentful. I am angry. I am hurting. I am whatever it is. I feel taken advantage of. Whatever it is. Own that and feel it. Where in your body are you holding on to that pain? Is it in your throat? Is it in your chest? Is it in your heart? Is it in your stomach? Is it multiple places? Does it feel like it's all over you? Just feel the sensations that come with that. Understand that. And this also might come in layers. It might not all be all at once. And again, I've said it so many times. It shouldn't be all at once. It's okay if it's in increments, but allowing yourself to feel all that pain first is number one, is step one, especially if the wound is really big. And then after that, maybe you can start looking at like, what has this pain taught me about myself or about other people or about love? Like, what is this trying to show me? And I would say, don't even come from a mind. Like, don't even think like, okay, what is this doing? Let me analyze this. Let me be a little scientist. Like, no, it's in your heart. Okay, heart, show me the pain that I carried from the situation or whatever this person did to me. What did that make me feel first and foremost? Okay, let me understand that. Let me really sit with that pain. And then try to ask, like, what is this trying to show me about myself? And I always love using examples of my own very personal life. But the way that this came about is that yesterday I did another healing session on myself. Guys, I'm always healing, okay? I'm always doing some kind of healing on myself. I feel like at least once a week. And they're very profound every time I do decide to sit with myself and just sit with my pain and try to understand it. And last night, I just sat, I didn't even have an intention. I just sat down and I was like, all right, body, I'm here. Like, I like to do this or like rub myself and like, all right, body, I'm here. Like, talk to me, heart, I'm here. I am present and I'm ready to listen to you. Like, show me what do I need to release or what do I need to let go of? And if you watch my previous videos, you will see that I've always had this really big wound around my parents and not feeling loved by them and not feeling accepted by them. And to this day, in my 30s, I still feel that way. And it was just showing me how much that is blocking me and holding me back. So if you're curious about that video, like, go back to watching it. And I was like, I want to forgive because I know the power of it. I've done it before. I know what it feels like when you finally forgive. It feels like you're free. Like you finally don't have to be in these chains by these people or the situation. Like you don't have to hold on to any of that anger, resentment, pain, because that stuff is so dense. It's heavy. If you see emotions as energy, which is what they are, this energy can be very, very heavy. It's very dense when you're angry, when you're resentful, when you're bitter, when you're like just attacking people and you make them the bad guy of your story. Like you are chaining yourself down. You are pulling yourself back. And I know this is like such a complex topic. It's not just like a one easy thing. I know people can be like, no, some people in my life have done absolutely horrible things, and my heart goes out to you if you're one of those people that just like, I was treated like shit in the worst way possible. Like my heart goes out to you. I know what it feels like to feel so much pain by someone that it makes you even question your worth and your existence in this world. So my heart goes out to you. And I do want to add that forgiveness takes time. It's okay if you don't want to do it today, tomorrow, or 5 years from now. I would say to set the intention that one day maybe you can finally forgive whoever it was that did so much damage and so much pain in your life. But like I was saying, for myself, it's just like my parents have just made me feel so unloved. And because of that, I believed very little about myself. I thought I was not anything. I was no one. I was no one important. No one cared. And I kept saying I want to forgive them, but I can't. Like I can't forgive them. Like why not? But I want to, but I just can't. Like why? And when I connect to when I do these healings on myself, like who I connect to is God, the source of unconditional love, creator of all that is, like everything in this world. I feel like God is in everything, in all of us, and every animal, every plant. Like God's everywhere. I don't see God in the way religion teaches you, and I don't see God in the way that New Age spirituality says, and that's a whole nother topic that I would love to make a video on. But for now, I connect to the source of like divine wisdom, divine guidance, everything that is for me, my highest and greatest good. And this energy is always so loving. So I'm always like, okay, let me see it from like a very loving perspective. And I've also heard another YouTuber mention this. Her name is Erin something. I can't remember her last name or how she, like her name on YouTube. But the point is, she mentioned that when you have a hard time forgiving somebody, it's because you feel like they took something away from you. So I heard that again in my meditation, is just like this divine wisdom of like, you feel like they took away, your parents took away your experience of having a very loving and caring mom. Your dad took away your like sense of freedom, because my dad was actually pretty controlling. Your dad took away your sense of feeling protected and like someone has your back unconditionally. And they took away the experience of you having parents that are there for you through and through, no matter what, and like love you regardless of what you do or what you say or how you dress. Like they will always have your back. And I didn't have that, and I still feel the emotion now. So obviously I still have more healing to look at, and that's okay, because this is such a big wound. It's like a giant wound. And like has made up my whole existence. So I'm going to keep having to look at it and go deeper into it to understand it more and more and deeper and deeper. And God just keeps showing me like, yeah, you're really hurt by them because you loved your parents as a little kid. You loved them. You saw them as this, you looked up to them. There were these people on these pedestals. To you, they were like these gods. And the way they treated you wasn't in a loving way. It wasn't from love. It was from their own pain, their own traumas, their own stress. Like they allowed all of that pain, all of that heaviness to be more like, how do I explain it? It's like just be more in the forefront than love. So they allowed their pain to guide them, to make decisions for them, to speak for them. And they didn't tap into their heart enough to really speak from a place of love and from patience and kindness and all that stuff, all the things that I wanted. So I had to grieve. I've had to grieve so many times the fact that I did not get the parents that I wish I would have gotten or that I needed. But maybe in the end I did get exactly what I needed, because the amount of pain I've had to go through has made me understand emotions and like the human existence in such a deep, profound way that maybe if I never had this trauma, I would have never understood, and then I wouldn't be able to empathize the way that I do with others, and I wouldn't be able to understand pain in the way that I do in order to guide people through their own pain. So we can learn to like transmute this and set it free. We don't have to be stuck in this. So many people are stuck in their pain, are stuck in their trauma, are stuck in the past of whatever happened to them, and very few people know how to feel it, process it, and transform it into something better, into wisdom. Because at the end of the day, challenging things is where we gain our most of our wisdom. It's where we find who we really are. It's like the greatest teacher. It sucks that it has to come up in such a harsh way, but that's true. It does. And you have to look back at your own life and be like, yeah, what are the most challenging times of my life? What did they teach me? If I didn't go through that, would I have learned XYZ? That's up to you to decide. So with all that being said, I had to grieve and I had to mourn and I had to feel all that sadness. And it was just showing me like, you believe that just because your parents won't help you or be there for you, therefore nobody could possibly be there for you. And that's definitely a pattern I need to break, because there are other people out there. My parents are not the only two that exist in this world. There are other friends or other family members, or now my husband's side of the family. There are other people that are willing to help. They might not be able to for whatever reason, whatever pain that they have, that's on them. I don't have to keep suffering. I don't have to keep like being sad because my parents don't support me or don't have my back or they're not there for me or whatever it is. It's like I can move forward with the understanding of like, okay, this is where my parents are at. This is all they can give me, and that's okay. There are other people that can show me the love I wish I had always received from them. Like there's love in other different ways, and it doesn't have to just come from our parents. But I do feel like we have this deep wound that if it doesn't come from from our parents, the people that are supposed to love us the most, then no, it's not possible. Nobody else could possibly love us. There's no way. So we all have to kind of break that wound, break that like pattern. And it's like, that's not true. There are so many people around you. So again, that's something I feel like everyone should kind of sit with. Like if there's someone in your life that you have trouble forgiving, someone that really hurt you in the past, just ask yourself, like, what do you feel like they took from you? Yeah, like what did they rob you from? And just start getting to that, realization of like, this is why you can't forgive them. This is why you hold on to this pain, because they took something from you. And I also do believe that we hold on to this pain so we know what it feels like, so we remember it always, and we do our best to not let it happen again. It's almost like if I hold on to this pain so much, then I'll remember all the signs. I'll remember like how people act, what their mannerisms, what they will say. I'll remember, and I'll never have to experience this again. And I feel like that's very exhausting, because that's how I've been operating. It's like I'll see the signs, I'll close off my heart, I'll keep people away. I can't let them see me too much, because then they're going to hurt me. And it just like it just creates a lot of loneliness, and it creates like this belief like that no one wants to be around me, that no one loves me, that nobody accepts me, because I don't even give people a chance to see me or to accept me or to, see how vulnerable I can be, and like maybe they can handle it. I just have this idea like nobody can. Nope, my parents already showed me that they can't, therefore that's it, nobody else can. And that's not true. So with all that being said, I do believe forgiveness is one of the ultimate stages, and of course it goes with forgiving yourself too. I feel like that's another super hard one. I mean, even just admitting that you played a role in some of the shitty things that happened to you is already so freaking hard, and then to forgive yourself for that, woo, doggy. That's a hard one, and I don't want to minimize that. Like, it's so hard, and I feel like people don't talk about this stuff enough, and it just frustrates me. It's like, we're all human, we all experience emotions, we all experience pain and heartache, and distress and all these things. And why don't we talk about it more and like normalize these things and help each other through it and learn how to process it on our own, so we can give ourselves that space of like, hey, you're not this terrible person. It's okay. Like, you made a mistake. Obviously, like, you feel bad about yourself because that's not how you want to act. That's not who you want to be. Why did you act like that? What was going on in your life? What were you feeling at the time that made you do this, I don't know, mistake that you are so ashamed of? Like, what was happening? Understand yourself. Understand what was happening so you can learn from it, and therefore you don't have to keep repeating it. The moment you kind of see things clearly for what they are, you don't have to keep repeating it. And I do believe that's the same with like forgiving other people. It's like, learn what happened, learn what was going on here, see the truth and like what they were doing, what you were doing, what that situation or that relationship with that person taught you about yourself or told you about yourself. Like, let's dissect it. Let's get curious. What happened here? What's going on here? What can I learn from this so I can move forward in a stronger, more balanced, and a wiser way without fear, but just understanding of yourself and understanding of the situation. And I feel like I could go on forever and ever about this, but my videos are always so long. And I swear I should just start a podcast so I can talk for hours. But I'll just leave that at that. And I think I'll make another video about like forgiving yourself, because that's a whole nother beast in itself. But I do want to keep normalizing these things. I forget to say hi. My name is Christina. If you made it to the end, I'm out here just trying to help, like, be a guiding people back into their hearts. Like, let's heal our hearts. Let's open them up again by feeling all that pain, feeling all the things that we don't want to feel, because that's the only way you start cracking it open and being able to receive more love and letting love in. So yeah, and I'm also just figuring out this whole journey of being spiritual, a spiritual being and a human being, and just bringing them in divine union, just bringing those together, making a whole person. So if any of that sounds good to you, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment down below. Anything helps, even just if you put an emoji, anything helps. I'm just ready to help people. And not even, that's another point. That's another video. I was like, I don't even want to help people, and that sounds weird, but I'm just here to share what I'm learning, share my perspective, share my experience, share my wisdom. And if it helps people, cool. If it doesn't, that's okay too, because it's changed. Everything I've gone through has changed my life. Everything I've learned about healing has changed my life, has changed my perspective on the world and on the human experience. So if it helps people, cool. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm just finding a very neutral place to be. And yeah, I'm excited to see where my life takes me. But yeah, if you're curious and you'd love to join my journey, follow along, join me. I was going to say let's start a revolution, but let's just learn how to go back to love and being real, raw, unfiltered, and vulnerable, because there's so much strength there. But all right, I'll leave it there. See, I have so much to say. I talk so much, but thank you so much for being here. I will see you at the next video. Take care, and I'm sending you love. Bye.